Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And so off the tip, it's Housten. So the Housten starting five. Katie and Smith, the lengthy duo at forward. Thompson out there with Tari Eason. And it's Şengün in at the five, roaming the paint.
Yeah, just effortless on his drives. I mean, Smith is such a smooth finisher. Very agile for a guy with his size.
Marketed for three. Smith with the rebound. And so Thompson will bring it up for the Rockets. Pass to Smith. Inside. And stolen by Markkanen. In transition, here come the Jazz. It's good on the putback.
Second chance points. Jackson using his size on the offensive glass.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
I briefly spoke with Will Hardy. I wanted to know what he had in store for Kevin Durant. He said, we have some plans, Coach said with a smile, but mostly it's about effort. We have to outwork him at all times. If we give him an inch, he's going to take a mile. So Coach is asking for his guys to go all out and try to slow KD down tonight. BA, back to you.
Appreciate the report, Allie. Just 5 on the clock. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Rockets. And Shams, over the last 7 seasons, a different champion every year. The league's as wide open as it has ever been.
BA, remember also, through the NBA's first 51 seasons, the Lakers and the Celtics won more than half of the NBA titles. So this is a conscious effort to engage fans league-wide and create an opportunity for everyone to compete evenly every single year.
Yeah, not just a big market league anymore. Chalk up 2 there.
And the craftiness that Markkanen shows around the rim makes him tough to deal with.
Smith passes to Durant. 2 shots, 2 makes. Off to a good start.
I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
Yeah, well, his offensive contributions are going to be very important in this game. So it's good they've already got him in a rhythm.
Now here's Kessler. Back to Jackson. And here's Kessler. Shoots over Şengün. Kessler, no good.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
Here's Şengün. He's off on that one. Oh, and Jackson with the defensive effort. Takes it inside, and he slams it in one-handed.
Yeah, Bailey's footwork is advanced for a rookie. It allows him to stay in control on the move.
Screen by Durant. Smith passes to Durant. It's good. 6 points for Durant.
And they may have talked about shot selection coming into this.
And there's the call on Amin Thompson. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Kessler finds Jackson. Utah moving the ball around. Here's Bailey. The 3-ball. Kevin Durant with a rebound. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Eason pass to Thompson. From outside, off the mark.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Pass to Kessler. Oh, it's stolen by Eason. Now here's Şengün. Into the lane. And Şengün throw it down.
Vicious finish by Şengün. What a play. Wow.
And finished off by Kessler.
He just rises up and throws it down hard with one hand.
That is such a go-to move for him. He holds nothing back on those. And Shams, a favorite topic in the NBA rumor mill is league expansion. What have you heard, my friend?
Well, BA, I still think we're a little bit ways away. The NBA and the Board of Governors continue to evaluate the potential for expansion franchises in the NBA. They have not made any firm decisions yet, I'm told, but this is something the NBA is continuing to find numbers, to evaluate the pros and the cons, potentially adding 1 or 2 more teams to the NBA.
And maybe we think about that inside the U.S., but it could go global as well.
Seattle, Las Vegas, Mexico City are really the 3 cities at the forefront of these conversations.
And Utah has possession. Following the score by Housten. Markkanen, the pass to Bailey. Utah with another miss. Housten leading by 7. Here's Thompson. And a nice finish on the layup.
You know, inside is where Thompson excels, and the concentration allowing him to finish there.
To stop the run. George, no good. Housten has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Here's Şengün. A chance to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Markkanen, the pass to Jackson. And the dunk by Jackson.
Yeah, it took plenty of skill and athletic ability for Jackson Jr. to pull that off.
And thanks to AT&T for a great look at that dunk on their connected cam. Now here's Thompson. For 3, Durant. Yes, and a nice assist from Thompson. Durant's got 12 points in the game.
They're not wasting any time putting their stamp on this game. What a start.
Yeah, but you can't let up at all. They've got a chance to put this game away early, and they should take it.
Thompson, no good. And here's Markkanen. He'll bring it up for the Jazz. Trailing by 10. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Hornets.
Oh my, it was a great game. It went down to the wire. Both teams gave all they had, but only one could come away satisfied.
Yeah, this is the kind of game you come away thinking coulda, woulda, shoulda. Sometimes it just doesn't go your way.
So Utah ends up going with a new group. And then for Housten, Adams checked in for Smith, and it's Shepherd in for Eason. And Utah has possession. Here's Collier. 11 points for him last game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
Oh, too easy for Nurkic. A big man who goes up strong. Have to meet him at the rim and counter his aggression.
And a busy summer for trade shops. What went into that frenzy of activity?
Only the Nets had significant cap space. That meant it was going to be a lot of trades, not a ton of free agent movement. Also, with a much greater level of parity, the East is wide open, and teams are really sensing there's a chance here to go for it. We saw that with the Desmond Bane trade in Orlando.
So you feel like we may go on the same kind of roll next summer?
Yeah, I think next summer there'll be much more free agent movement. There's going to be about 10 to 12 teams with significant cap space in the summer of 2026.
John, you got to get all your cell phones charged up, baby.
Get ready.
Don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
And so Ime Udoka decides to call timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Conchar, he's checked in for Mikhailu. And the Rockets making a change here as well. Okogie's checked in. And here's Van Vliet from the arc. Rebounded by the Jazz. This is the first they're seeing of Housten. No question, this offense has some firepower.
And they're looking very confident in all that they're doing right now.
And it's out of bounds. Still Utah's ball. Utah making a switch here. Williams is checked in. Pass to Collier. Nurkic, a screen on Van Vliet. To the paint. Clock at 6. Nurkic shot is good.
Boy, absolutely no rim protection, leading to a lot of easy buckets here.
Van Vliet up top. Still without a bucket. And here are the Jazz. They're on a 14-3 run. Shot's good by Sensabaugh. And the Jazz lead by 4.
Boy, oh boy. Both teams lighting it up to start this game.
Yeah, and I'm sure both coaches would like to see more defensive intensity from their teams.
Here's Williams. And Williams punches it home.
Nice one-handed jam. Simple and effective, BA.
Hey, with the lead, I'm surprised he didn't come up with something a little more creative. Lauri Markkanen's checked in for Utah. Rockets trail by 6. Van Vliet outside. Okogie, the pass to Van Vliet. Adams a screen. pulls it from the top of the key. The rebound by Markkanen. And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul. Utah shooting their first foul shot of the night.
Just so many things Markkanen can do to help your team on both sides.
Utah leading by 7. Poke loose. There's 31 seconds left in the first quarter. Count it.
They're really settling into a nice rhythm now, starting to gain the upper hand.
Yeah, you're seeing their offense in a flow. Now it's time for their defense to turn up the heat a little more.
Three-pointer, Van Vliet. He's 0 for 5 after that miss.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
And the first one at the line is good. And he makes both free throws. Rockets trail by 11. Here's Van Vliet. And it's in there.
And sometimes you forget about Van Vliet's speed. When this happens, he's more than happy to remind you of it.
Markkanen's got room. Utah with another miss.
Missed opportunity.
And so it's Utah. They have a nice 9. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And a breakdown here, guys, of the hustle stats for Utah.
Well, they've set the tone early with their pace. So important to capitalize on transition opportunities, and it keeps the defense off balance.
And they've done a tremendous job just creating havoc defensively. Active hands have led to tons of turnovers that they've capitalized on.
So on the floor for Housten, Van Vliet and Shepard, they're the guards. Steven Adams out there with Alperon Şengün. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3 spot. And with picks 2 and 3 in this year's draft, Shams, we saw the Spurs and the Sixers add to already crowded backcourt rotations.
The draft is really a talent grab, so you have to go for the best available. But we saw in the finals the value of having multiple guys who can play with the ball in their hands, spread the floor, do multiple things on the court, and the competitiveness is a big part of this. The ability to play both ends is a big part of it. So all of those traits are increasingly important to win in today's NBA.
And we played through the first minute here in the second. Nurkic passes to Filipowski. Now Markkanen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Launches it from deep. It's hauled in by Housten. Next up on the schedule, the Nuggets, a home game. And that's the first of just 2 home games for them. And right here, the 2K leaderboard shows us which teams made the most of their second chance opportunities last year. The Rockets, number 1.
And it was just great watching them be so assertive on the offensive glass. This is a team that trusted in their ability to keep possessions alive last season.
And he's good on the second. Utah leading by 8. And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thank you, guys. Lauri Markkanen is a 7-footer with touch, but he can also attack off the dribble. Referencing comparisons to Dirk Nowitzki, he said, quote, when someone hits a fadeaway jumper, they say, that's the Dirk. Maybe someday I'll get the drag step to be called the Lauri. Back over to you, BA.
That's a sweet move, too. All right, Allie, thanks for the report. Here's Van Vliet. After the basket by Utah, Adams. Good. And Van Vliet gets the assist.
You want to stop Adams when he rolls, but honestly, Steven is such a force. Sometimes you can't stop him.
And it's approaching 2 decades since the launch of the modern smartphone, Shams. It's put the game in the palm of your hand.
Well, you know, I don't go anywhere without my phone, and of course, that accessibility is a key part of why Adam Silver says the league has been supercharged by technology. Social media and our phones are a big part of the game.
Can you imagine it any other way at this point?
Absolutely not.
And it's good. 2 points.
And that's where Şengün does the majority of his scoring. I mean, he's a problem down low. Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. Here's Şengün. Got it. Şengün's gotten 4 this quarter.
That's how they like to see him operate. Big part of their attack.
to the middle. Kicks it out to Markkanen. From downtown. A rebound by Shepard.
Yeah, not his best night in terms of shot selection. Lucky for him, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Yep, that one's good.
Well, Van Vliet likes to work up close and personal at the basket, always ready to take it inside.
And the Jazz with possession here. After the Rockets picked up a basket a moment ago. Nurkic. Adams grabs the miss.
Well, the defense was right where they needed to be to stop the layup. Great awareness and effort.
Here's Şengün. Utah grabs the miss. Filipowski's got 4 rebounds in the game. Here's Sensabaugh. Sweet little floater. Sensabaugh's got 12 points.
He's been reliable from the floor, and that's reflected on the scoreboard.
Holiday passes to Adams. And here's Van Vliet. Jacks up a 3. Drains the triple.
If you let him, Van Vliet will just live at the arc. I mean, he shoots fearlessly from out there.
Shams, I know you've had discussions with Commissioner Adam Silver about the league possibly expanding into Europe. Where does that stand?
Well, it's fluid, BA, and Commissioner Adam Silver and other league officials have been very clear to me. It's a process that's going to be measured in years, not necessarily months. There's definitely a sense they want to better serve those fans in Europe, start their own league out there that's NBA affiliated. And that's something the NBA is much more further along in exploring in the days, weeks, and months ahead, as opposed to expansion immediately.
And he banks in the layup. He's got 10. All right, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Rockets.
But our coaching staff has to be happy with how active they've been defensively, forcing turnovers and making the offense uncomfortable.
And I've also really liked how aggressive they've been in the open floor. I mean, when they see a chance to push it, they go for it.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Kessler, he's checked in for Jusuf Nurkic. Jaren Jackson comes in for Filipowski. Bailey's checked in for Sensabaugh. And it's Keontae George in for Collier.
Well, when you think of all the skilled big men in the league, Şengün is among the best. The kind of player you can run an offense through.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
I love it. In attack mode. Drawing foul calls this quarter and getting to the free throw line.
Out to the wing. Kessler passes to Markkanen. Jackson the screen. Here's George. They can't stop the run with that one. And it's Şengün with the ball for the Rockets. They've only given up 6 here in this quarter. Yes, sir! The smooth stroke of Kevin Durant.
And this has been the story for them so far. They've been lights out from range, particularly in this quarter.
Collier, he's checked in for Lauri Markkanen. And a change for the Rockets. Capella, he's checked in for Alperen Şengün. Jazz trail by 5. George outside. And we've heard greats like KD and LeBron question ring culture in the NBA, Sean.
They both chased after championships as well, though. They've both gone after those rings. And so, for sure, counting rings, that definitely oversimplifies the legacy of the game. We have to see exactly how the player's body of work stacks up. Everyone's going to have their own opinion. Everyone's going to have their take. And trying to influence public opinion is a tricky game. At the end of the day, people are going to look at stats. They're going to look at how many championships you win. They're going to look at the entire body of work. And rings culture is a part of that to an extent.
Yeah, and think about the civic pride that comes to a city that an organization is in when they do win a championship.
Kevin Durant won 2 rings with the Warriors when he went there. LeBron James won 2 rings with the Miami Heat when he went there. So they both have gone and sought after that culture that comes with championship pedigree.
Yeah, and they pick up 2.
And even if he doesn't have the wider frame some guys do, Bailey's not going to let contact keep him from finishing.
He drops it from range. Easton's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. George passes to Bailey. Here's Collier. Utah moving the ball around. To the inside. And he jams it home with authority.
A big-time slam right there by Bailey. You know, good to see this young man play with such authority.
Down low. Durant for 3. And Housten another 3.
12 straight points off threes. This defense is not extending very well.
Jazz trail by 8. Jackson outside. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Rockets. All right, let's examine the distribution between threes and twos tonight for the Rockets.
They're killing it from the arc right now, but limiting their attempts. If they let themselves shoot a little more liberally from the three-point line, they'd probably be well rewarded.
Here's Durant. KD out here flexing on people.
Well, they just need to keep getting him the ball. He has been terrific.
Houston foul.
And it's Kevin Durant with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Well, he's going to have to watch himself now. It's a little early for that second foul.
Houston foul.
This is his first trip to the free throw line tonight.
15 foul.
He misses the free throw.
At the line for your Jazz, Isaiah Collier. Taking 2 shots.
And no luck that time either. The Rockets lead by 10. Pass to Thompson. Over George. And there's Thompson on the assist from Durant. Durant's got 4 assists in the game.
A confident shot from Amen. I mean, when he trusts his J, Thompson is that much more difficult to check.
And Shams, as always, it was a pleasure to have you with us here tonight. Thanks for making the time, man.
Of course, B.A. Call me anytime. Let's do this again. I'm always available for you, B.A.
Best to call, text, email, or send a snail mail.
All of the above.
Yeah, and I'll say this. You won't meet a harder worker in terms of NBA coverage. Shams has amazing dedication to his craft.
Houston has gone 7 of 11 from outside the arc. Nice percentage from distance so far. Count that one.
Yeah, and it seems like he's getting more comfortable with each bucket.
Jazz trail by 14. Pass to Bailey. Now here's George. Jackson outside. Sends it home from three-point land. Jackson's got 7 points.
Well, Jackson brings so much value with his ability to space the floor.
And that one's good. And the Rockets lead by 13.
He drops yet another dime, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
Collier, no good. Well, Houston's shooting the ball at 60%, an excellent average. Outside Durant. Lets the 3 fly. Gets the 3 to fall. Durant's got 28.
He's been so aggressive on offense, and with the results, you understand why.
Well, yeah, and the defense is going to have to respond to that and chase him off the arc.
Kevin Durant has been leading the charge for the Rockets. All right, good stuff, Allie. And we'll get back to the action at the start of the third quarter.
For the Wizards, they'll be up against the 76ers out in Philadelphia. That gets going at 6 p.m. Eastern.
And this could be...
And switching gears now to that first half. Big hill to climb for the Jazz.
Jacking up that many wilds.
Thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to head back over to Brian.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different... goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You know, Kevin Durant has really been making it happen here, guys.
Hey, we didn't expect this. Not normally a big-time assist maker. He's done a great job moving the ball around.
Yeah, and I'm a little surprised, but he's been focused on passing the ball. You gotta give him credit.
Walker Kessler out there with Jaren Jackson. Then it's Lauri Markkanen. Then it's Bailey. And it's George in at point guard. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. Jackson, the pass to Markkanen. George outside. 5 to shoot. Markkanen sets a screen. George, and that's good. George has gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Grant, you played in a more physical era of the NBA. Now it seems like the league is trying to strike a balance there.
I think you're spot on, B.A. There's been some back and forth, trying to keep the game free-flowing and physical. The league's trying for the best of both worlds.
James is checked in for Eason.
Checking in for the Rockets, number 9, Bronny James.
And if you're just joining us, we played just over a minute here in the third. And the dunk by Jackson.
Jackson Jr. is an athlete. A
Bu ne
big
ya?
man with some big-time hops.
And here's the upcoming schedule for the Houston Rockets. On Monday, they'll be taking on Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. Then on Thursday, they'll be taking on Cade Cunningham and the Detroit Pistons.
And for that game against the 76ers, that one's going to be their 7th game of the season. Almost a full 10th of the season played after that one.
Inexcusable defense. You can't let Kessler get established inside like this.
And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by Kessler. And a quick pause here. Let's go to the 2K leaderboard and check out last season's best shot blockers. Well, you look at Kessler, a remarkable defender, 2nd in the NBA.
It's obvious that he completely dedicated himself to protecting the rim, doing everything he could to get his hands on as many shots as possible.
George passes to Kessler. Here's Bailey. Utah moving the ball around. Marketing for 3. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist. George has got 4 assists in the game.
Markkanen is a shooter. Comes right back down to answer the 3 on the other end.
Şengün. Pass to James. From outside the arc. And the Rockets hit again from deep.
Dare I say, he's had a perfect game. Incredible. No misses thus far. A major reason they lead.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey, the Rockets have brought in the right veterans. Coach Ime Udoka said, quote, their approach rubbed off on our entire team. We can only teach so much, but you have to have guys that have carved out their niche in the league with that edge and that defensive mentality. It was invaluable for our team. Brian, back over to you.
They've got that grit. Thank you, Allie. Houston leading by 17. A streamlined rebuild for the Rockets. In 2021, they trade away James Harden. 4 years later, the number 2 seed in the West, Grant.
And they haven't shortchanged their future either. Sure, they've added key veterans, but the bulk of their roster is still very young with room to grow.
Well, the defense just dared him to take that one. Poor execution on their part, but they got lucky.
The Jazz have gotten 4 of 7 shots to drop in the third. Back to Markkanen. Takes the 3. Yes! Markkanen from deep.
Yeah, look, you know Markkanen has this kind of range. That defense has got to get out on him.
And again for 3.
He's got this defense scrambling. Even when they've got 2 guys on him, he finds a way to get to space.
And he's making some team history. He just tied the franchise record for 3-pointers in a single game.
Well, he's been able to find points, just not enough of them. They've got to string together some more buckets.
Şengün in the post. Kessler on him. Şengün, no good. Jazz trail by 15. Markkanen outside to the paint. Here's Jackson.
Alperen bir shot. Center.
And the dunk by Jackson.
Again, it's Jackson Jr. His combination of size and shooting can be deadly.
And the basket is good. He got it to go, and he took the bump. So a free throw coming up. An opportunity at a 3-point play. And the Rockets making a change here. Eason's checked in. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Rockets.
Well, look, you have to be able to count on energy and effort every night, and they're showing a lot of it with those transition buckets.
Well, they've also been impressive, forcing a ton of mistakes. Not only that, but converting those mistakes into points on the other end.
Just 5 to shoot. Markkanen for 3. Eason pulls it in.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
Smith no good. Utah's got 3 of 6 threes to fall in the third quarter. For 3, George. Smith with the rebound. Smith's got 6 rebounds in the game. Pass to Şengün. On the wing, Thompson. The Rockets with another miss. Jazz trail by 16. Here's Bailey. He's got 6. Jackson with it. Marketed from long range. It's hauled in by Housten. Smith's got rebound number 7 tonight. Şengün passes to Durant. The 3 is up. Good! Another from 3.
And he's now set the team record for most threes in a single game. What a shot he's got.
A lot of it stems from his confidence. Even when he misses, he's sure the next one's going in. Here's Markkanen. It's rebounded by Şengün. Şengün's got rebound number 7 tonight. And here's Thompson for 3. Utah grabs the miss.
Rockets foul.
For Lauri Markkanen, a really talented scorer, Stan. How do you think he's fared with more responsibility?
BA, I think he's done very well. He's a prototypical stretch 4 who scores at an efficient rate, and with his elevated role, he's just grown in his confidence.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Nurkic is checked in for Kessler. Sensabaugh comes in for Jaren Jackson Jr. And it's Collier in for Bailey. And the Rockets making a change here as well. Van Vliet's checked in. For 3, Smith knocks down the triple. Smith's got 9.
Back-to-back threes, making their defense work on the perimeter a bit.
Pass to Sensabaugh. To the middle. Tipped. Utah moving the ball around. And that one falls. His 5th basket in 7 tries.
Doing what he can to help shrink the deficit, but it has to be a team effort.
And here's George. And the basket is good. George has got 6 in the quarter.
Maybe he's playing better during winning time. Silent in the first half, but since then, he has taken over. Like a matador. Olay! There was no defense. That has to be one of the easier shots I've seen tonight.
An unorganized...
Rockets foul. Easy. First personal foul. 3rd team foul.
Utah making a switch here.
Jazz. Kyle Filipowski. Hinson. 2 minutes remaining in the 3rd.
Van Vliet against Nurkic. And the basket by Van Vliet. 11 points in the game.
Able to get a layup out of that one. That's just soft defense there.
Pass to Hinson. Fires from deep. Smith with the rebound. Smith's got rebound number 8 here already in the game. That's good from Eason on the assist by Smith.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
Utah with another miss. Well, Houston's shooting 61% for the game, knocking them down. Challenging stretch here for Utah. Here's Sensabaugh. Pass to Hinson. Easton with a steal. Here's Van Vliet. Nurkic with some nice D. Utah shooting well here in the 3rd, hitting 50% of their shots. Sensabaugh, no good.
He just couldn't finish the job that time, and too bad, because it was a nice look.
Eason can't get it to go.
We've seen him make that shot, but not all that often.
Well, that's the shot where if you make it, everything's fine. But if not, you're going to hear about it.
Pass to Sensabaugh. And he can't stop the run as that one misses. Durant on the attack. And it's slammed in by Durant.
Yeah, and one of the most skilled players we've ever seen. Durant just continues to dominate offensively.
Oh, it's stolen by Eason. Driving inside. It's Eason with the jam.
What a two-way play. Just tremendous.
Yeah, the steal was slick. The slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
Here's Sensabaugh. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so it's Housten firmly in control. And with the 4th quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. So the Housten 5 right now. They've got Josh Okogie. Dorian Finney-Smith is out there with Steven Adams. Then it's Shepard, and it's Tate in at the small forward.
It's been an outstanding performance for them in just about every area.
Yeah, and to do it on the road, it shows how well prepared this team was coming into this contest.
For three, Collier. Adams grabs the miss. Collier's gone 1 of 5 from the field. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
And it hasn't just been their stellar offense. Their defense has been effective as well.
Great example of how to build a lead and then sustain it. You win games on both ends of the floor.
Here's Sensabaugh. And he's now 6 for 11 after that one. And we played through about a minute here in the fourth. Ooh, poked away. Oh, stolen by Tate. Here's Finney-Smith. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Assisted buckets. Every team wants them. They show you're running effective team offense.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Now here's Nurkic. He's covered by Tate. Nurkic's shot is good.
Yeah, in the paint, Nurkic can be a monster. He's got all the physical gifts he needs to dominate.
Adams, the pass to Finney-Smith. One thing you hear coaches like Steve Kerr say, let's not gift foul calls that you'd never tolerate in a pickup game. You agree?
I absolutely agree, BA, and I think Steve Kerr has gotten that across to the league and the way guys appreciate now, and I think that's good. Let's call fouls when a guy's trying to score or trying to make an offensive play and we actually foul him. Let's not reward guys when their only objective is to try to get fouled jumping into people.
Here's Sensabaugh. Tate grabs the board. The Rockets have gotten 4 of 5 attempts to fall so far in the fourth. Adams, shot's good.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area.
The Jazz have gotten half of their attempts to fall in the fourth. 2 for 4 now. George's shot is off.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Up again. Finney-Smith passes to Okogie. Second chance shot. And it's good on the lay-in. Okogie's got 4 points this quarter.
Very little resistance around the rim right now. That's the 5th straight bucket they've given up in the paint.
Here's Collier. Nice assist and nice finish. Solid play all the way around.
Putting that pass right in his stride. Didn't have to slow up and was able to complete the play.
That one drops for him.
They're winning the battle down low by imposing their will.
The Jazz have got 3 of 6 shots to go in this fourth quarter. Pass to Sensabaugh. George for 3. Sinks it from distance. George has got 9 points here in the second half.
You can see the confidence building now that he's found his mark from 3 in this second half. The defense is going to have to do a better job.
And staring at a sizable deficit, the defense has to tighten up.
Utah making a switch here. Jackson is checked in. And then for Housten, Davison comes in for Okogie. And Fred VanVleet is subbed in for Tate.
Yeah, when I watch Reed Shepard play, I'm sometimes reminded of John Stockton. The type of handle and the way he goes to the cup, quicker and more athletic than he appears. You know, I know that's big shoes to fill, but I just like the similarities and the intensity.
For Utah, they've gone 5 of 8 from the field so far in the fourth. Marketed for 3. It's hauled in by Housten.
You kind of wonder where his head's at. The shot selection hasn't been there, and of course that one was just crazy. And Shepard is a guy who plays below the rim, but he's got excellent touch inside.
To the inside, Markkanen, perfect pass to set up the lay-in.
Great pass to hit him in stride. Love to see teammates in sync with each other.
And the basket by VanVleet.
Some sick ball skills displayed right there. And he's not the guy you expect to pull that off.
There are usually 1 or 2 mid-season coaching changes in the NBA every. year. Can those energize the team, Grant?
You know, B.A., we've seen it give teams a boost in the past, but only on occasion. Usually it's a last-ditch effort in a doomed season or simply just turning the page.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Kessler, he's checked in for Jusuf Nurkic, and Bailey subbed in for Collier. For Utah, they've gotten 6 of 12 shots to go here in this fourth quarter. Here's George. Oh, steps back and drains the jumper. George has got 5 points now this quarter.
What a difference a half can make. As much as he struggled in the first 2 quarters, he certainly made up for it with his play in the second half. Well, so far in the second half, he hasn't been able to get another 3 to fall.
And that puts them just 1 foul from the bonus.
Stan, I have to ask, how important is it to have a big man in today's NBA?
That is a great question, B.A. And look, things have really changed. We went from big, strong guys in the league and centered our game around those guys to then people wanted to play small ball and be more skilled. But now what everybody's figured out is we can get that same skill from bigger guys, and bigger and better is better than smaller and better. Yeah, those shots from him are certainly not helping their case.
Elevates and detonates the one-hand stuff.
Picture perfect. And the call will be against Fred VanVleet. That'll be a second foul of the game.
4th team foul.
Here's Bailey. Pass to George. Utah moving the ball around. Here's Bailey. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by Housten. Adams has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
First personal foul.
Well, it's hard to deny the talent of Bronny James. And I think the D took that into account there.
And last season, the Jazz with the worst record in franchise history, Grant.
You're losing with a plan, though. Utah, such a smart organization. If you're going to tear it down.
And Coach doesn't like the call at all. He's opting to use his challenge. He wants the officials to look at the replay.
And even with the coach's challenge in place, we've seen so many of these personal foul calls still.
The previous play is under review.
Doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls, but at least we have the option to take.
The ruling on the floor is confirmed.
And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
Time now to present our player of the game, Kevin Durant.
He has truly put on a show out there tonight, tearing it up on both ends of the floor. So impressive, and the other squad has looked helpless to stop him.
Boy, it's not hard to be blown away by his level of play. It's never easy winning on the road, but to do it in this fashion, that's a special performance right there.
He hasn't been at his best this quarter. I'd like to see him be a little more patient right now.
George against VanVleet. Markkanen with a screen on VanVleet. Pass to Markkanen. Utah with another miss.
Something's off about him this quarter.
Yeah, and sometimes guys just start pressing. The best thing for him is to just slow it down and concentrate on solid shot selection. Nice execution by the offense, generating a good look.
George passes to Markkanen. Here's Bailey. Grant, you look at some of the rule changes in recent years. Does it seem to you like coaches' challenges are here to stay?
You know, B.A., it does. And I think that's a good thing. You know, I can think of a few calls I would have liked to challenge in my day. So it's a nice option to have.
It's James on the wing. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And so it's George with it. He brings it up for the Utah Jazz. And the call will be against Fred VanVleet. That'll get him his 4th foul of the game. Due to the bonus, we will head to the line for 2. When we talk about Keontae George, what stands out to you the most, Stan?
Good question, B.A. I don't know that I'd pick one area. He's good at a wide variety of things. can handle the ball, pass it, score it, and that gives you flexibility in terms of the guys you put around you.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Adams. Holiday comes in for Tate, and it's Shepard in for James.
And you can see how scary this team can be when everything is clicking for them. Just a terrific performance for the Rockets.
And it was a big-time performance across the board. They looked like they were having fun out there, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., it was almost like watching a cat play with a mouse. I mean, they did pretty much anything they wanted to do out there today.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year. And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for Kevin Durant.
Well, he was the reliable option for them on just about every possession. So dependable, always making the right decision.
And he sinks the second.
And this is the problem with playing from behind. Missing freebies takes on greater importance.
And Clint Capella picks up the foul. So that'll be a second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot two. And he drops the first. And a contract extension this summer for Jazz head coach Will Hardy.
Well, one of the youngest head coaches in the league. He has the respect of all of the other head coaches. He's part of that Spurs coaching tree, and his extension runs through 2031, which is a nice commitment from the Jazz.
That was just an awful decision. I mean, you have to keep the clock moving. There's no reason to foul there.
And during his rookie year, Keontae George started about half of his game, running the point most of the time. That experience will pay off for him.
Three-pointer, Van Vliet. Kessler with a rebound. When you look at all the turnovers, boy, what a way to drive your coach crazy.
Yeah, your game plan means nothing if your players can't execute.
Now here's Van Vliet. Tight defense on him. The Rockets again can't hit. 20 seconds left in the fourth. And he lobs it up to the rim. And finished off by Kessler.
Well, it doesn't take much for Kessler to catch that lob and slam it home.
Outside, Finney Smith. Pass to Van Vliet. From deep. Drills it from deep. And so it's the Rockets taking care of business in this one. This one wasn't even close. The hometown...
Kapıda